I reckon you can rotate the screen. So I am working with it, but I don't know. There you go. No, it's not going to let me. Okay. The way it is the way it is. Still working with the device. Okay, we are here to do your Cancerian reading for January 2018. Okay, I did watch a couple of the videos I did, only to see how they flowed. Now, I did notice that when people are interacting, it does kind of make the video a bit long. So I'm going to try and I'll still read your comments on what's coming up, but what I'm going to do is at the very end, I'll save it so that people can make comments, you can ask questions. But generally in my readings, what I try to do is while I'm tuning, what I'm saying is going to be directly relevant to you. So it's almost like you're getting a general reading, then I'm giving you a general reading on top of it. So I'll try and make it as quick as possible in terms of the general sense, and then we'll jump through to the singles and couples because they are fairly long and I do want that interaction with you guys. Okay, so I'll shuffle the cards. Now, what I'm feeling for Cancer is you've had a pretty crappy year, to be quite honest. It's been long. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of emotional, healing. And moving into 2018, you're feeling fairly fatigued. You're wanting, a lot of decisions that you've needed to make. They've very much been in the back of your mind. You're a very visual person. You know exactly what you want to do and what you want out of the situation. But there's definitely left, right going on. And with this situation, there's no right, real way of doing it. In some shape or form, you're feeling there's no way out, so to speak. So it's really frustrating you. You're almost wondering if the universe will force your hand or whether things will kind of move in a certain way. Hello. Yeah, move in a certain way so, it can alleviate some of that stress that you guys have on you. Because some of the things have physically been, hi Jan, some of the things have been out of your hand, but some of them really haven't been. There's a lot of dynamics going on, kind of internal and external to you, where you feel they're out of balance. Very stressed. Look, you're at your wit's ends. You physically don't know what to do. You don't know how to fix the situation. Some of it, you're actually quite cross at the fact that it's not completely your responsibility. So that's actually cheesing you off too, in layman's terms. So you're sort of hoping that, something's got to change. And the reality of the situation is when I meditated upon this, I sort of had a chuckle. And the reason I did is because visually speaking, on the 3D of the way you're looking at situations and the reality of the situations, something's going to happen or come about left field. And yes, in a way, it is going to resolve it, but it might be like the card I have on the thumbnail of this video. It might be the end of a cycle. So in some shape or form, it's going to be an end. So sometimes we get warnings from the universe and we can see the problems and we nut out solutions and we're thinking, how do we go about doing this? Sometimes when we've heard the warnings, we think, I might try this or I might try that. And we do that. And then there's other times where we know that that's there and we know that. And so we sort of have this thing that we can play out in our mind and say, hello, Jan, welcome back. So we have this thing where we're looking at the situation and we're saying, gee, that could have been bad. So it's like the three kind of, how do you put it? The universe gives you three chances. So you have the aha moment and then you have the, trial where, hey, it could have been so much worse. What are we going to do about it? And then you've got the, well, guess what? We're going to force your hand and we're going to give you a hand to steer back on your correct road. So that's sort of what I'm feeling with Cancer at the moment. You guys have tried. You've looked at solutions. You've tried to work out what is in the best interest of everyone. Definitely speaking, a lot of what's going on is not in your best interest, but it's almost like you have no choice, but you do have a choice. So it's a very yucky situation to be in. And And I feel almost like you're suffocating. That's what it's physically feeling like. It's like you're physically exhausted. As one thing crops up, another thing crops up, and it just feels it's really relentless. It's very much fatiguing you. Some of you may actually be feeling slightly depressed and just really wishing to sleep. And almost like panic attacks, just mainly from not having any solutions to many of the problems. Now, when you're forced in this energy field, it's slightly amusing, but not obviously when you're physically going through it. But you, after the fact, you realise it played a part in your destiny and of you actually taking an aspect of power back and actually teaching you how very strong you are. Although I do see, visually speaking, you know, a lot of you are, you know, really having strains in the eyes just from your concentration level. It can be that you're actually having dizzy spells. As I said, panic attacks, fatigue, you're wanting a break. Now, some of you are having a break as well. And it's like you're testing theories out of situations. Now, you're not impressed with the test of certain situations. You're not impressed of the trial of situations. And you keep referring back to the same place on the dartboard that, oh gosh, you know, we're back there again. What are we going to do with that? Now, where it comes to family, this can be a very stressful area. Yeah, oh look, the best therapy is humour. But it can come to a head where it's almost like, you know, you're hopeful, you're optimistic, you know, and it is a huge burden you guys are carrying. So it is changing. That's definitely what I'm feeling. It's changing. And it might be that you physically, you know, don't actually have a solution, but the solution maybe isn't yours to actually deal with in some shape or form. Some of that's going to be taken out of your hands, whereby the whole dynamic will change. So I am feeling there is definite change in the area where you're directly blocked, and it's something that you are directly stressed about right now. It feels like a very heavy stress. And it can be in several areas, but it's definitely one very prominent area I'm feeling. Ooh. And it's to do with money as well. I'll leave those. I'll do those in a minute. Yeah, because that was the section I was picking for money. It's making you angry, you know, about no matter what you do, you're getting the same situation, and you can't, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You're sort of trying to balance everything, yet financially you're being suppressed. It can be connected to family, because I pulled the family cards and they're not looking too fantastic. It can be due to commitments, but it just feels as though there is, you know, a lot of suppression, and you're very goal orientated, but it feels as though a lot of your goals at the moment are really being delayed. You're almost getting to a point where you feel the whole universe is against you, and it's really frustrating you, because you're wondering, you know, if you do A, it still equals to Z. If you do B, it still equals. So no matter what, you're coming back to that same kind of, you know, it's not really, you can't see the forward movement, and it's directly really frustrating you. You're not knowing how to get out of that dynamic. I'm grabbing my cards. I'm very unorganised today, but in tune nevertheless, so we'll just work with that. I will have to retrieve those cards shortly. They're very angry at the moment. I'll kind of I'll be nice to them. You'll probably find I'll use them as clarification cards, because I'm feeling it's got something directly to do with something that you're working on, and they have some messages in there for you. And they definitely do have messages in there for you. If you can only see them all over the floor right now. Should have a look if there's a shape. Okay, your general life. What's going on with your general life? Now, I do apologise for the way the readings went yesterday. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed them, but I am going to try and change the way I do the live, and that's so that all the questions can come at the end. I mean, if I've got 5 in between, I will. Some of them did come across as twin flames, and look, every zodiac sign will have a twin flame in it. So if a question does come about, don't get confused and think, oh, is this only relevant to a twin flame? No, it's not. It's you as a zodiac sign. The donation button is up, Jen. As I said in the previous video, that did take a while. That's why I'm delayed doing the videos. It was a bit of a process. Okay. So I'm feeling like you want to move in a certain way. You're not wanting to hurt anyone. You're also wanting things to flow correctly. You're seeking perfection. Perfection is unattainable. No matter what you do, there is going to be mess. The mess will subside, but in order to, it's almost like the card where they're struggling out of the cave, you know, and they're being clawed down, and you're trying to get out of that situation. Unfortunately, the only way you're going to get through that is through the yuck. Now, you've already been in the yuck for so long. For some of you, I am seeing probably heavily so 3 years, but definitely, obviously, because we're ending the cycle moving into January, a lot of the old purging of 2017 is getting heavier as we're coming closer to the new year. Now, so January, what I'm feeling is the suffocation factor of the realization. It's almost like triggers are going to come about to actually remind you that this situation has not been resolved. And in order for you to be free from this situation, you've been concerned about the yuck, but you actually need to realize you've already been in the yuck. So there's no difference. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll leave it at that for the minute. Okay, family. You're not seeing the medicine in a family dynamic. So this card is all about, you know, aspects of healing and the dynamic changing. Now, you've got this card in reverse. So aspects of family, external and internal, like directly under your roof or external to you, you're not seeing the benefit in this. Some dynamic has changed. And I've just looked up, and again, I'll mention twin flame because there's 111. This can be connected to you and your twin being in sync, connected to it. So it might be a similar aspect coming through that you're mirroring each other, or you and your partner are mirroring each other, you and your family, like something's out of balance. And it's like you've done a 360 and you've come back and you're going, why am I back here again? Is there an aspect of learning? I feel like this is Groundhog Day. Why do I keep getting the same result? Is it me? I'm actually not thinking it's you. I feel it's an aspect of something you needed to maybe accept, maybe forgive yourself for, that it does take many to make a family. Sometimes we have a soul family. It does take a team to actually create that balance. And at the moment, a situation isn't healing. A situation is out of balance. And it might be due to New Year and Christmas. It might be due to school holidays. It might be due to cross wires. I'll pull a clarification card on that. Do I retrieve the cards? I think I will. So you're just going to have to look at the back of my chair. Because quite frankly, these ones were very angry. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, God. See, this is what happens when you have live readings. I mean, this is why Jen comes here. The donation button says funding. Well, does it really? Oh, God. I'll work on it after this reading. I probably hadn't put a date on it. I mean, there was a PayPal app I could add to it. So I'll change it over to the PayPal app. And I kind of thought if I put the PayPal app up, maybe people will just look at it and think, well, what am I paying for? I will change the date on it. Am I slowly killing you? Okay, I'll continue reading the other cards for family. So, family, something's out of balance. Something is not working. It's also suppressing your freedom. You have no freedom. Some aspect of it is very much holding you back, and this is making you angry, but this is positive. Some aspect of family healing or a family dynamic or a connection from a soul family perhaps is really suppressing you. Now, when this happens, it happens for a reason. Like I said, the universe gives you 3 warnings. You get the aha moment, then you get the example situation, then you get the guess what, well, we're giving you enough chances, so we're going to force your hand. You're not free, but there might be a delay, but you're supposed to go through this energy. I'm just going to say it because obviously, you know, when you've got a benchmark, you've got like, I tolerate this. And then, you know, as you spiritually grow, you kind of like, oh yeah, I can tolerate this, which means you've got to be balanced. Yours obviously is very, very like high, and your pain threshold is very high. Or maybe perhaps what you needed to learn in a previous life, you set the bar very high because it's a very heavy energy. And you're obviously thinking, oh, well, I'm being suppressed. This is a very heavy energy. And sometimes it's external situations that make this situation happen. So yes, you have power, but definitely the situation has power on you at the minute. There must be a lesson in it. There's got to be something where it's changing you. It's either supposed to make you or break you. And sometimes the breaking of you is what makes you. You're also not seeing clarity connected to this as to what way you're supposed to go. So in a sense, sometimes we send a signal out to the universe. So this is my suggestion, and I'm a rising of this as well. So most of my chart is Cancer, and I can actually relate to this. Now, not seeing the medicine in it, ask the universe, please show me what I am supposed to understand from this situation. Then ask yourself, why have I been here, placed in this energy, and what am I supposed to learn from it during hermit mode, basically? You know, why has my energy been placed in a state, and what am I supposed to learn from this situation? Because an aspect of you does actually have control over this. We all have control. Now we can say, okay, I don't have wheels, or I don't have a job, or the dynamic is like this because it's my responsibility. Everybody has freedom of will. And look, it's your ethics, the reasons why you've stayed. But beyond that, there's other reasons why as well. So you need to dig to the root of it. You need to ask the universe or yourself, you know, just meditate on it and try and consider why this is happening, because it's a very important aspect. And it's really what I feel is crowning you going into January, because there is decision making coming, but you don't know which decision's correct and how to actually make all of the pieces of the puzzle come in together to work correctly. Because as it stands, it's like you're trying to perfect chili mussels, and not everyone likes sea fish. Shellfish, I should say. And, you know, there's no chili in it. Or you're using paprika instead of chili. You know what I mean? So you've jigged the recipe but you're getting the same outcome. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, God. So you're feeling you can't win. You're adding different elements to the recipe, but it's still creating the same result. Cold chili. I do like cold chili mussels, so I can't relate it to that. Okay, so your advice card. From not seeing the medicine in the situation. Really? You need bathers for these lessons. Okay, it's the fact that you've taken your power away, okay? Or your power has been removed. So there is a reason your power has been removed. It's to provoke you to take your power back. Who are you giving your power away to? And why are you giving your power away to the situation? It's choice. If you take your power back, maybe that is your lesson. The balance will come back. But you've given your power away in some shape or form. Or They have removed your power, and you're going to get a trigger from the situation. I did start so much earlier yesterday. I was so further ahead. Okay, when it comes to the lack of freedom, it's because you feel you have a lack of choices. That may be so, but the lack of choices means you're going to need to be creative. And maybe the lack of choices are the choices that you're supposed to pick within that equation. But physically not picking one means the equilibrium or the equation and the recipe is going to remain exactly the same. The only thing that's not changing is how sick it's making you, how heavy it's making you. It's challenging you because obviously, as I said, that threshold, you've let it get too high. So that last straw on the on the haystack, that haystack, you've become so resilient that is super large at the moment. So you haven't even reached the ceiling. When you do, which I do feel it's nearing, I feel it's quite close, you reach that point and then something stops you and calms you down. Then you reach that point again and it calms you down. There's a reason it's happening, because you need to break through that ceiling in order to hit the roof, so to speak. And when you do, you'll follow your passion. So we will leave the family aspect here and we'll see how this directly relates to your cash component, because I do feel it's directly relevant for some shape or form. Now, you feel you're doing the cycle over again connected to an event happening. Now, shapeshifter is almost like a situation that it's your fear deeply set inside of a situation that has previously transpired and it's being co-created again. Now, when you fear something, it does come to fruition. It will morph outside yourself to happen in the 3D. So basically what's happening is, on a financial level, your dreams, you're holding them here. Now, what you're saying is, due to these circumstances, this goal up here, if I do A, B, C, D, I'm still going to get Z. Similar to the family dynamic. Something is preventing you, and it may be connected to family, and you're thinking, why do I keep running this cycle? I keep coming back to this situation. If you're having an event connected to cash, connected to an aspect you're physically working on, because the money sector doesn't have to be, when I do the financial aspect, it's also work. So the work placement that I'm doing here right now can be something you're working on. So for many of you, this will be your family you're working on. This could be your twin you're working on. Something you're scaring yourself, how it's going to relate to you, you'll deeply connect. What you're working on, your fears are blocking it and co-creating what you're fearing is going to happen. You've got to be super careful. Again, financially, emotionally, and what you're working on, you're not seeing, the scarred journey in this situation, or the healing, or the peace connected to it. Now, loved ones that have passed over are around you, and they're helping you through this. There may be something directly connected to an asset, or connected to something that you received via family, in an aspect of inheritance it could be, that is coming up. Now, when something changes with this, it's there to protect you. That is for good or bad. So if an element is changing and it's causing a trigger connected to a loved one that's passed over, it is happening for a reason. You are doing that 360 for a given reason. If you need to go back there emotionally and purge that aspect, you're going to have to do it, because the forward motion in January is going to require it. You're fearing that if you walk in a particular direction at a financial level or at an emotional level, that you will be left out in the cold. That you're fretful of that because of, it's like you're doing this to yourself. That was experience, what you're bringing up in your mind. What you don't know about the future is it doesn't have to be like that, because this has turned to sunshine, because now you have the clarity. So it doesn't have to be that way. It is a leap of faith, I'm feeling. But you're going to have to do that financially in order to do that. Now, I do see you actually making plans connected to what you're going to be doing financially speaking. And I do feel there's going to be a change up connected to what you're going to be doing work-wise. It does feel it's lucrative. It does feel that it's going to be a better situation financially, but it is definitely large changes. And coming out of left field very much. It does feel more so at a financial level. It's going to be a thought process initially in January, but most definitely by probably February, March, I'm feeling huge movement. Where that is very much changing your cementing situations on the work front. This can be contracts. This can be a new career altogether. Not necessarily though. It can be something you're working on that does become successful. But it's like you're taking a leap of faith. In your general area, you are not feeling unconditional love. And you're having to do quite a bit. And again, you've got the family tree. You're having to do quite a bit. So it's making you feel that there's no unconditional love. You're giving too much. It's all out of balance. You're unable to have that awakening and see the truth of the situation. Now, you've got let go, but it's in reverse. Now, I'm going to pull some clarities on these, because it may be simply that you have the realization in your general life of things that you need to let go of that you're not. And like I said, that threshold of where it's getting to, you have to reach that. And maybe you need to make that threshold a little bit lower so you don't have to physically feel like you're going to hell and back. Okay, an aspect of your transformation is not happening. You're preventing it. You do want to change. You want the change. Your light is going to guide you as to what you need to do. So your thought process, your vibrations, the things that are coming to you and things that you're drawn to, you need to keep shining light towards those things. Now, your third eye is open. You know where you're going. You know what you want to do. That threshold is knocking your self-esteem. It's making you feel that you are not worth it. And it's not even about you. You're trying to be too many people. You're trying to be too many things. You're trying to be God, in a sense. And you can't be all of those things, too many people. You do need a break. Okay. Pull clarification. What does Cancer need to know in a sense of January? Okay, you're not letting a new chapter start. You need to. We'll clarify why. There's my chakra cards. Probably because usually when a new chapter is to begin, you need to end an old chapter. And it may be that chapter is unable to end, because if it is directly connected to family, it is not going to end, but it can change for a new chapter to come through. Okay? It doesn't have to end, but it does need to evolve. You need to get grounded. Which again, base chakra. You know, in order for that new change is going to create stability for you. But you need to have that, you know, that new chapter in order for that to happen. And because you're not seeing situations evolve, you know, you're going to need to get guidance. And it might be from your higher self. But I do feel it'll be more from an external source. By getting grounded, the purple is going to detoxify you to see the truth of the situation. And then your moral compass will come back where you know what you're going to do about this. Okay, we're going to do singles now. Goodness, guys. half an hour so far between the drop cards. Most welcome, Anita. Sometimes the names jump up so quick I hardly see it. I've got to keep an eye on my battery life as well. Singles. I feel you guys want to move, but you're very goal orientated. You're also committed, but you're angry about some situations. The career is moving. Career will go well. Some aspect of career at a later date will change. This will require movement. This can be from a location. This can be to a location. Or it may be it might be that you actually will travel for work. I see some of you working with your hands as well. It grounds you when you work with your hands. You're very sensory. You're very in touch with situations. I do feel while you're working, you're meditating. So whatever you're working on, be it you're cleaning the house or you're working on a car, a book, that's actually helping you process your thoughts during that cycle. So it's a huge benefit. You kind of do that to meditate. It's almost like you create a wall around you where people can't bug you because you look preoccupied, which you are, but you're a multitasker. You do know what's going on around you, but it's almost like a wall where you've put it up and you're saying, well, I'm otherwise occupied, so please do not interrupt. But you're actually processing during this cycle, and it's very healthy. Okay. You're needing to let go of something, and it's testing you. You're on the brink of doing it. You do know it's about divine timing though. So, you know, you're waiting on the clarity. You actually do have the clarity and the perspective, and you know what you're going to do. You're waiting for the correct moment. So you have made a plan already, and you have nutted out a few kind of outcomes of how they can be. You are, again, using your heightened intuition. And I feel this will be by about the second week of January. By the 3rd, you're definitely going to come to a place where, you know, connected to money and connected to what you're wanting to do, you're building a nest egg or building a plan for the future. So January is going to be the plan making. You're trying to get the balance back. Now, this may be connected to a romantic partner, where an aspect of a move, an aspect of a change connected to this person is waiting on these scenarios to transpire, but I'll clarify in a moment. Okay, there is a person either connected to you or who is coming towards you that at a financial level might be having less. Okay, now, generally speaking, they're a great person. Their energy, if anything, is a bit weighed down. Now, this could be the same zodiac sign. This could be, all I'm feeling is, to the core, they're good. You can see who they are, or you're going to see who they are. But their given situation and the environment around them has, in some shape or form, been slightly toxic. Now, they had, to a degree, kind of lost out on situations and been quite isolated. They might have been very distant towards you and you're not quite understanding why. They're doing a lot of processing themselves, but I see them not talking and not saying much at this moment. An aspect of their healing is coming through as well. And look, it might be that they're keeping themselves way too busy. Maybe attending functions, going out, partying, drinking, almost being disconnected from you. And I don't know why they're being disconnected. I'll pull a clarity card on that. Now, you're keeping this very quiet. You can see the bigger picture of the situation. Like I said, you are with this person, you will look at all the given ways in order to deal with them and work out how how they would fit into your world with the way you are currently living. It's like you're assessing the situation, but you're waiting for the correct time. You also don't want to come across, you're dealing with your own aspects, so you don't want to jump the gun too soon while you have too much on your plate. Okay. So they're not directly being playful with you or interacting, and they're actually not playing games with you. And I feel directly you will know. They do have a passionate connection with you. But an aspect of forgiveness is needed. So this might be, you need to understand it's a process of what they're going through, and they have other things going on in their world. So what you have going on, don't take it personal that they're not communicating. Now, between you, you're going to keep this matter very private. You both have the tools to be able to sort the situation. But you're sort of feeling like, you know, you got this card this way. You're feeling as though in one breath you do, in one breath you don't. It's like both of you are mirroring each other, hot and cold. It is not about the connection. The connection is totally separate to the dynamics going on. Your life dynamics are what are causing this environment. Their life dynamics is what is causing it. So it might be divine timing. And I am seeing more about the third week, it flowing a lot better. There's still going to be pockets of time where this communication with this individual or your feelings towards this individual will be smooth. But the funny thing is it's usually when you're working. That's not to say that it's not going to be smooth when you're not working. It just feels you're going to be otherwise occupied. Now, they do know that you're worth it and they will wait for you. They're doing healing work themselves. You're unsure if they're your soulmate, but you're going to make the effort to investigate it to see whether they are or aren't. This could be a person from the past. Or it might be that you're looking at who they're dealing with and thinking that is not your soulmate. Why are you doing that? Okay, you're aware that you deserve love. And I do feel communication coming in. You're going to have to be very open-minded as to how that communication is going to be and how the love is going to be expressed and showed to you. Okay, it is a person that you know, so it's not a new person. And it could be directly connected to a friendship circle. See what else I'm picking up. Try to keep the balance with work. I do feel that although you are working, try and have snippets of moments. If you are directly dealing with this person, try and make time. Because your clarity will not come without that time. Now, what advice do we need for singles? Don't work too much. Okay, this is part of your path with this person. You need to realise that a cycle that you're going through with them is going to bring you closer together and you're going to get the clarity connected to it. You are bound to each other. You need to meditate and you need some time together to be still. And you're going to have courage connected to this situation. Even if it does feel a little bit intense, you know, you will have the intuition to be able to follow this through, but it's as you do the work with them. Okay, I'm going to shuffle for couples. Any questions for singles while I'm shuffling? Gone so super quiet in there, guys. I do feel this person, are you single? That's a hard one. If you had a photo, I might be able to tell. I do feel this person that you're going to be dealing with, you don't know if you're single. There is a person who's keen on you, and I feel it's more a connection twin flame wise. Okay, this person who you're directly dealing with, they have a lot going on. They've had some family dynamics going on that's quite heavy, maybe even a tragedy. This won't be for all of you, but this is something that's coming through. It feels like a very, very, look, they're looking on the 3D that they're really handling it, but there's something very heavy going on with them around them. And you're super aware of this. You're very connected spiritually to this person. You also have a great deal of compassion for them. It might not come across that you do, but whoever this person is that's coming towards you, it's like either you've known them before, or that you physically do know them. And you can actually feel their pain. Okay, couples, what's going on with you guys? Balancing for you guys, huge balance. You're both doing the same thing. You're both trying to be fair. But you're both coming to the same circle, like in a sense of you're probably getting closer through the adversity. You're not really taking great comfort in that though. You are like, you're aware that you're becoming closer, but yeah, you're almost like, do we have to go through this adversity? Gosh, we must have been horrible people in previous lives. No, things to that degree, like share frustration. What's going on with you guys? Interesting cards. Okay, Cancer, you're feeling you've got a lot of bad luck. Now, it's a mindset, so we can change that aspect. It's an energy you're moving through. You do have power directly connected to this, so keep trying to move through it, and the clarity is going to come to you. It's basically a vibration you're going to be feeling going into January. If you're not currently feeling it already, you are very tired, so try and get the rest. You know, try and ground yourself, remove yourself, and mark it off as a bad day and keep going. Because I do feel you're feeling it's like eat, sleep, and the same thing over and over again. Something connected to the family is really bothering you. Some dynamic connected to it. Can be at a financial level, can be an emotional level, can be the way you're communicating together. This does not directly feel, it's just partner. It feels the whole dynamic, and it's not, you guys are in sync connected to it because you're both feeling it, you're both feeling the pain. But I don't think it's about you guys. I think it's about external situations, because in the beginning of the reading I was feeling you guys were both mirroring each other. So you did a 360 and you're kind of looking at the situation and you're being supportive and understanding towards each other, but at the same time it's like you're going through the same thing. So when you're looking at each other, you are being supportive, but you can't be any more than you already are, because both of you are very worn out from a situation. This can be you're caring for people, could be your external family members on both sides, you know, can be your emotional state, but it's something that you've been working on that is directly making both of you feel the same. It's causing a lot of stress. Okay, You're Cancer feeling you have bad luck and you're wondering if this cycle is ever going to change. Your partner is being very motivated and, you know, doing what they can to keep the flow of the situation going. Both of you are making a sacrifice. Your partner, whoever the partner is, and whatever you're doing, both of you are making sacrifices, but it's energetically really draining you. You know, your family is a trigger point at this point. I don't feel it's partner, I feel it's family. Your partner's also doing a lot of purging, so they're feeling down, and this is not about you. This is more about something in their life that, yes, you guys are mirroring each other, and it could be that they've had someone like very unwell, or that some aspect has happened in their external life to directly make their vibration change. But both of you are stressed. You know, and it can be that delays and things and movement is not moving forward, and this is causing a lot of frustration. You need to do something, and you do have the tools to do something, but you're choosing not to. Your partner's got faith in you, and they're trying to, you know, both of you do have sympathy connected to this, and it might be that something needs to go in order to change, or that you're feeling at a loss as to how to solve the situation. Now, you're being patient and nostalgic, and this could be where the block is coming from. But, you know, ultimately the advice is you need to work as a team for this to work. And your partner is feeling, you know, that you're definitely the one. Emotionally speaking, they're fulfilled with you. So you need to understand this is an energy of an environment, not how they directly feel about you. It does make them feel vulnerable, though, because sometimes they feel their efforts are in vain. I'll pull some Romance Angel cards. Like I said, your threshold, don't forget, your threshold is not another person's threshold. So where you're saying enough is enough, they're actually wondering whenever, you know, where the solutions will be. They need to actually hear you explain some of the situations of maybe how you perceive the things, and then they can understand where the journey will go. Wow. Alrighty then. Well, yes, we have clarified, and yes, it is directly connected to family. So this could be mum, dad, brother, sister, your children, however this will relate to you. Cancer, for you, either your childhood or dynamic connected to children are directly affecting you. It can be that you're looking back on your past and thinking, gee, that was simple. Why have I got where I've got? You're looking at a situation, and I'm feeling it's directly connected to family. You are aware. You know this is going on. You're trying to heal this situation. And you're expressing yourself, but you're getting the same outcome. Your partner feels you are worth waiting for. They also do feel that you're their number one. But they're concerned about the addictions affecting the connection. Now, the addictions can be maybe they're feeling they're doing too much, or maybe in order to cope, you know, it's causing them stress, and they're using other mechanisms to cope with their stress, or it could be you as well. So it could be either way. Now, finance and career is being impacted due to this situation. And this is for both of you, because this is a joint situation. Chakra card. Any questions while I'm at it? For couples. No questions for couples. Definitely warmed up today. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, Cancer, you're going to have to make a choice, basically. You know, you do have the freedom to make a choice, and as you delay that choice, you will get no outcome but a bad outcome. That's what I'm pretty much feeling. You do need to make a choice, and you know this, and it's really upsetting you, and I do really feel your pain. Now, your intuition is directly going to be what is going to support you. Follow your intuition connected to this. Clear your mind. Find some quiet time, even if that means staying up late at night when nobody is awake. Do that, you know, so you can actually have that clarity connected to how to attack this situation. Now, your desires are not being met connected to this situation. You're trying to have faith. And it's desires in every aspect of life, you know, because you're fatigued and you're stressed, you're unable to enjoy the simple things. This could even be going to the toilet. I mean, who knows what it is? Only you can tell me what it is. You're having faith connected to this. She's just quietly watching. Jen is, if anyone's wondering who I'm talking to. Okay, your heart chakra needs to be cleared. You're holding it because it's probably the only energy you've got left. You do know who you love and what you want, but you're not seeing a possibility, so it's really frustrating you. Okay, I think we shall. Okay. You're feeling it's not completely your responsibility, but you can do something to change the situation. What time is it over there, Jennifer? Where are you in the world? California time, eh? Well, some of my readings do go to 11 and 11:30 at night. Stupidly, one night I decided I was going to open up the website and have it from 8 a.m. in the morning till 11:30, and I had a full day. And I actually had block sections out. I think I had 7 readings in a row. That was pretty heavy. So I do watch the website now. Hello, London. How are you? Welcome back. Oh, you want Aries next? Yes, we can do Aries. Will you move this year? Yes, but it'll be out of the blue. Yeah, there won't be much warning when it happens. You must really like me, Jen. Okay. You'll move in August, by the way. Now, for Cancer, when is this decision going to be made? I'll see if I can actually see it in my head. I feel 8 weeks. I feel like you're still optimistic all shall be well. You're waiting for pieces of the puzzle to fall into place. Lots is unknown. So you are waiting for aspects of the known to come about. This can be connected to contracts, connected to locations and movement, moving in. Lots of different dynamics, finances. It just seems lots of balls in the air and wanting to know. So, and again, it could be for some of you. Now, I'm doing this reading from Perth, Western Australia. So Perth, Western Australian winter, you know, by the end of our summer, which will be vice versa for you guys, the end of your winter, the beginning of your summer, that's when I'm sort of feeling you'll see the whole 360. It will very much be very different to the way it is now. But I do feel some impending decisions are coming about, and they're going to be made very, very quickly. Some of it will be completely out of your hands. And I do see some scenarios playing out where you never saw them coming. And they're really going to take you by surprise. And it's almost like you're shocked, but it is what it is, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's not really you can do anything about it. It doesn't feel horrendous. It's just, it definitely comes out of left field. There goes my battery. Yeah, I get up at 4. Do I look intelligent to you? I go to bed late and I wake up early. Stupid. Any questions, my lovelies? Now that it's at the end of the reading, if you want to time stamp it so the poor people that can't be bothered to hear all our rambling, they get that at the end of this video. The August was, yes. Annette, who asked that question? Juliana. August, I was saying. One would hope I was. No, that intelligence had to grow. That took time, like a good bottle of wine. How has life been, Alex? I reckon September. Only you can be you. Maybe earlier. I'm glad you're good. You wouldn't say you were bad anyway. See, it's everyone's bedtime. I should do it tonight. Will your Cancer guy come to Australia, Jen? Yes, but I'm feeling more Queensland location. That might initially be for a holiday. That's what I'm saying. I can see working visa. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm saying Queensland. I'm just saying Queensland. Could be an island you end up meeting at. I'm not sure. Any other questions? Before I bore everyone to death. Do I see someone coming back from the past? I do see a connection for you with someone. And I think I saw that last time. You've still got your guard up connected to this person. This is a person that, oh, look, I'm saying straight hair, medium colour, maybe a fringe. This could be a sibling that is directly connected to this person, because the first person I'm seeing is female, does have medium coloured hair with a flat fringe. So this could be a sibling, it could be where they work, and it could be a friend connected directly to them. Now, I do feel a person is directly connected to you, but you're still wary about them until you do want them back. You do want to hear from them, so to speak. But, yeah, it's delayed. I'll put it that way. I am feeling it's delayed at the minute. Who is this person that is connected to them? Are you a good cook? Yeah. I would like a photo of your food. Well, I will love yous and leave yous till I can come back and do the Aries video. No, you can't. It's got to be spicy, I have to say. Like I said, I have a spice drawer. I had friends that were French, Italian, Greek, Turkish, Chinese, Indian, and I was always very intrigued by cooking. My grandmother had a herb garden, and she made me feel quite ignorant as to what you could cook, but she definitely educated me, even down to sometimes things that I thought were weeds on the side of the garden were actually, yeah, I cook Turkish food. I love cooking. Moroccan food, Sicilian. I like cooking in general. I've had snails, frogs. Don't really, yeah. I've jellyfish. I'm very open when it comes to flavours and experiencing situations. So, very true. See you guys soon. Happy New Year. As soon as I can, I'll get on here to do the Aries one. I'm going to have a break and I'll see if I can come back. I'll see how my schedule goes. Next one will be Aries though. See you soon. Bye guys.